Your EA passed every backtest. Great profit factor, smooth equity curve. You put it live and it dies within a week. Sound familiar? The problem isn't your EA, it's that you only tested it on data it already knew. I'm Shane, and this is my BeyondBacktests AI avatar. In the last video, I covered acceptance criteria, the first gate every EA has to pass in my validation pipeline. Today we move to gate 2, Walk-Forward Optimisation. This is where most EAs die, and for good reason. A standard backtest optimizes your EA on one big chunk of historical data. The problem? The EA has effectively seen the answers. It knows exactly what happened. Of course, it looks good. Walk-forward optimization is different. You split the data into segments. Optimize on one chunk, the in-sample window. Then test it on the next chunk, the out-of-sample window. Unseen data, no cheating. Then you slide the window forward and repeat. This simulates what would actually happen if you had re-optimized your EA periodically and traded it forward on fresh market conditions. EA Studio lets you set how much data to hold back as your out-of-sample test window. Most people use 20 to 30%, and I get it. It feels safer. More data for optimization means more strategies passing. But here's the problem. The less data you hold back, the easier it is for a curve-fitted EA to sneak through. I use 50% out of sample. That's the maximum EA Studio allows. Yes, fewer strategies survive. That is the whole point. Half the historical data is effectively exam time. The EA cannot optimize on it. It has to perform cold. If it can't handle that, and it's not robust. It's just memorizing the past. The other key setting is segments. I like using around 5 segments across the history. That gives me 5 separate out-of-sample tests across different market conditions. Trending markets, ranging markets, high and low volatility. Then I look at how many segments the EA actually passes. Here's my rule of thumb. 5 out of 5, passing. Very strong. 4 out of 5, solid, keep it moving. 3 out of 5, borderline. Proceed with caution. 2 or fewer, bin it. One bad segment doesn't automatically kill an EA. Markets go through rough patches. But if a strategy consistently falls apart across multiple out-of-sample windows, it's telling you something important. The edge isn't stable enough. This is what WFO failure typically looks like. The EA performs beautifully during optimization. Then it drops off a cliff in the out-of-sample windows. That's not bad luck. That's an EA that memorized the past instead of understanding the market. WFO exposes that before it costs you real money. That's exactly why it sits at gate 2 in my pipeline. After acceptance criteria filters out the obvious junk, WFO answers the harder question. Can this EA survive data it's never seen before? So here's where WFO fits in the bigger picture. Acceptance criteria killed the obvious junk. WFO now tests whether the survivors can handle genuinely unseen data. The ones that pass move on to normalization, where we clean up fragile parameters without destroying the edge. Then Monte Carlo. Then live demo. Each gate is harder than the last. Most EAs don't make it. That's the whole point. If you want the exact WFO settings I use in EA Studio, including the OOS percentage, segment rules, and how I decide what passes and what gets binned, it's all written up in my guide. The Algo Trader's Blueprint, Beyond Pretty Backtests, link in the description. In the next video, I'll cover normalization, what it means, why timing matters, and why doing it too early can actually ruin a good EA. That's it for this one. Stay beyond backtests, and I'll see you in the next video.